Right, so we are going to create a project for this particular lesson. So, if you are new to Visual Studio, or if you are new to programming, or using Visual Studio or VB.net, this is just a Visual Studio 2022 edition I am using. So this is the get started screen. This is actually to clone a repository from the internet. This is to open a recent project solution, and this is to open a local folder or to create a new project from scratch. These are some previous works you will be doing. This is yesterday's job I did. This is throughout the whole week what I have been doing. So we're gonna create a new project, but first of all, just make sure you have the project name in mind. It's very, very important and really necessary. So to get started, just click on this add new project and wait for it to come. It's actually gonna load up for the templates and all that. So let's just wait for it to be available. There you go. So by default, I have some templates here. So what you have to do is click on this, select Visual Basic, click on this, select Windows, click on this, select Desktop. That is what we're going to focus on this project. So you can see a lot of options here. Just please take your time, go through and search for Windows Form App into bracket.net framework. So this is Windows Form App into bracket.net framework. Click on it, click on next. Now here is going to be the name of the project, the name of the project you want to give to this. I'm just going to call this Smart VPN. Yeah, just this Smart VPN Lite, because it's gonna be in a lighter weight. Yeah, something like that. Then we go to the location. You can choose a location where you want to save this, and that is what I'm going to do for this project. So I'm just going to go somewhere to my documents folder here, or my music folder. I just need an empty folder so I can show you. And I'm just going to create a new folder inside my music folder. Then I just say VPN project, just like this. So I just click on select folder. Then I have the project inside my project location folder. Well, most of the times I do not place the solution in the same directory, but you can decide to do that, and I'm going to do that for this project. You can decide to choose any framework your heart desires, but in my case I'm going to use the default framework provided by Microsoft for me. So what I'm going to do is just click on create project, and that is going to create your first project for you. Remember that if this is your first time, creating a project is actually going to take some time before it loads up. So when you are done with this is what you're going to see, right? This is what you're going to see for the first start. This is a form. You can add more forms by going to project, add Windows form, and that is gonna work. We're gonna do a whole lot of form thing and all that, so you will be able to know how to work with forms. And also, this is your project solution explorer. You can really check out, these are where we're gonna structure our folder and all that. This is your toolbox. That is where all our tools are going to be listed, and we're just going to drag and drop some tools from this section to this screen. Yes, so when you right click, you go to properties. This is the property window which will be popped up for you. And remember that every tool you add onto this working area or this design working palette, it is going to contain a property for each and individual control you will be adding. That is very, very important, so you have to know that. Perfect. Now, whilst we have created our project, let's quickly create our folder structures so that we can start the main project. Well, so right click on this project, go to add, and we're just going to add a new folder. And this folder, I'm actually going to give it a name called forms. So that is where all my forms are going to be. So I'm just going to right click, add, then I just say new folder, then I call this classes. Right, so that is where it's going to contain all my classes. Just going to create another one, then this is actually going to be controls, right? Okay, so the classes is going to be all that, you can really add a lot of things, and it's going to work perfectly fine. But before we get to the next thing, I want to rename this form 1 to a different name. So click on the rename. I'm just going to call this FRM main, just like that. And it's going to ask you, you are renaming a file. Would you also like to perform a rename in this project for all references to the codes element? It is very, very important to say yes, because you will be referring to all the names in that. So just click on yes to let it do the action, and everything is done. Then drag and drop this and add it up to your form folder. Now you have it inside your form folder. Perfect. Before we end for this lesson, click on start, just to make sure there is no error or whatsoever in your code. So there is an error here, so just have to click on no. Then we check this to see what the error is. So the error is telling us that form 1 is not a member of Smart VPN Lite. So just have to double click on this to see where the error is. So you can see we have global smart dot form 1. So here just have to replace the form 1 with FRM main, just like that. Don't forget to save it. Go back to the main form, click on the start, and let's just wait for it to load to see if it's gonna throw out some error again. Perfect. There is no error. Our project is up and running, and I really love it. Alright, so thank you very much. This is our project we have created, and on our next lesson we're just gonna see the packages we need for this particular project. Until then, have a nice day, and Akesoft Original is out.